Here they are, everyone. Put your hands together. The team from Spain.
Distancia, seguridad, señalizamos la zona, colocamos medio de extinción. Tenemos 2 vehículos, posiciones básicas, los 2 con tubo de escape, descarto vehículos eléctricos. ¿Vale? Vehículo lateral, en principio no veo víctima en el interior, ¿oído? Hay que buscarla. Tenemos una víctima en vehículo sobre techo, ¿oído?
So they've started off with a 360 reconnaissance, checking all the hazards, seeing where the casualty
ni
is.
debajo ni en el exterior. La zona exterior es segura, os podéis acercar. Prioridades. Bomberos 1, 2 y 3, control de riesgo y estabilización. Cinemática.
Next phase, they'll conduct the stabilization, making sure that these cars are stable. There's obviously one on its roof and the other one on its side. What they're trying to do is make sure that these cars don't move, shift or fall, which is obviously dangerous to rescuers and the casualty.
Dime.
Are they off to a good start, Paul?
Yeah, they've got a great start. They've done a full 360 of the incident. It's a typical road collision that we'd see. Yeah, let's see where he's going. He's deploying the crew now. Let's see how quickly they get it stabilised and move on from there.
Thanks, Paul. So obviously the gentleman in the red vest is Paul. He's assessing the commander. The gentleman in the blue vest is Steve. Steve looks after the technical crew. And the gentleman in the green vest is Tony. Tony looks after the medic side of things. Now there's a fourth assessor in the car, Stu. Stu is the casualty, so he's down in the red vehicle, waiting to be extricated, and he'll assess from the inside. These assessors are from the UKRO. The UKRO is one of our partners in this challenge, and they provide vital feedback to these teams. So after the team has conducted their scenario, they will go into a debrief where they get learning points from these experienced assessors. As you can see, they've started their stabilization. They're putting V-struts against the vehicle on its sides, putting blocks on the car that's on its roof, making sure that they can't move anywhere.
Tiene 6 airbags y pretensores. No tiene hoja de rescate, no cedo el código QR. El combustible es gasolina y descarta nuevas tecnologías. ¿Oído?
Your name is Steven. Okay, Steven.
Steve, how's the start looking to you?
Good, rapid start. Good stabilisation. Still working on that, but you know, a lot to do. Working as a good technical team, simultaneous activity going in there. So no, I'm expecting a decent polished performance here.
Thank you.
Oído, probarme ese respaldo, lo necesito, ¿eh? Dime, Javi.
So with the team, you can really see that speed is of the essence. Few of the members of the crew are working on the stabilization, and you can see one of them bringing all the tools close to the incident. Cutters, spreaders, ramps, everything is being put in place so that they can quickly move to the next phase, which is glass management, and after that, space creation.
El negro, moverlo un poco. Un cristal. El plan B es todo el lateral. Okay?
We are now joined by Harm Hermans, who's our CEO. He has lost his voice, so that last percentage of voice that he has, he will donate for a few words for the challenge. Harm, what do you think of the challenge so far?
Yeah, I'm super excited to be here and with all these people here. But most important, I think, to see all those firefighters coming from all over the world, taking the time to come to Hanover, taking the time to do this challenge together with, in cooperation with Holmatro, with BMW. Yeah, it's something really we looked forward so many years, and now finally we are here. So what can I say? I'm really humble today to see all those heroes from all over the world coming to Hanover, working with Holmatro tools in cooperation with BMW. Man, I'm feeling good.
That's so good to hear. Any good responses on the new Mini Cutter?
Yeah, overwhelming response. It's like, you know, it's the final tool we were missing in our product range. But with this tool, we say it's the final cut. You know, so easy, quick, handy. The most lightest tool in the world, 4.9 kilos. So yeah, it's again super new, innovative product from Holmatro. So now also really happy.
Thanks, Harman. Your voice sounded fine. So if you want more information about the new mini cutter, you want to look to it yourself, go to Hall 26 to our stand and feel free to have a play with the new mini cutter.
La banqueta me da igual. Vale, vamos a mover el coche, Pedro. Ok. Vale, va, por favor, ya. Movemos. Nacho, mini cizalla pequeña y pásesela a Javi para cortar reposacabezas. Todo el mundo pantalla.
Let's see if we can get an update from the medic side of things. Tony, how are you feeling?
They're looking very good, to be honest. The quick access, as you saw, and they're doing their initial assessment of the casualty. Speaking with the IC, coming up with, I hope, a good plan.
Thank you so much. So you've seen they have created initial access. The door on this side is open. That will allow them closer contact with the casualty, making it easier to assess. Paul, what's going on here?
This is the first time we've seen a vehicle relocation using the tools. It's quite an advanced technique, but it's a great technique. It's going to give them a lot of space down the side of this vehicle to get straight that casualty.
Thanks so much. So yeah, as you can see, they're using the spreader to move the vehicle away from the other vehicle, and that will give them more space to work around the vehicle, which is a very creative idea. They've also used stabilization all the way through, so it's not just the spreading, it's also the stabilization in place that holds that vehicle firmly to the ground. Now they've got access to the casualty from two sides, which will make it a lot easier to get this patient out as soon as possible.
No puedo, ¿eh? Te lo tienes. Intenta trabajártelo desde aquí. Desde aquí, intenta trabajártelo. Venga, va. Venga, va. Voy por el otro lado, voy por el otro lado. La puerta de adelante abre, empezarme con el marco y el cristal, ¿vale? Y la retiramos. Dime.
Steve, were you impressed by that little creativity that we just saw back there?
Yeah, it's relocation. It's not used so often, or maybe as often as it could be. It's an advanced technique. They managed it well, used the tools well, and you can see how quick and the effect, what they've now created there. So you can see good polished team there, like I said earlier on, working well, some good internal space going on there, and working down the plan progression. Quite timely.
That's good to hear. So yeah, it's obviously when a car is next to another car and you can't access it from both sides, that's a huge obstacle in the way. So they've done really well with removing that obstacle. They've now used the mini cutter that's in place. They're going to remove a few of the head restraints. Hello, you're part of the team. How is it looking?
Good. Thanks. Amazing what they do today.
You're making good progress?
I think so, yes. They have trained a lot during the whole week, so we think they have any chance here.
That's good. So let's just give you 10 seconds to say a few words in Spanish and cheer them up.
Okay, thank you.
There you go. You got 10 seconds in Spanish.
Okay. Venga, chicos, estos están trabajando desde hace un montón de tiempo y ahora, pues, yo creo que después de una semana de trabajo duro, yo creo que tienen chance de ganar. O sea, que esperemos que todo salga bien y vaya todo adelante.
Thank you.
¿Vale? ¿Lo tenemos? Vale. Tápame bien a la víctima. Vale, chicos. Vale, muy bien.
You're trying to get rid of the doors. Obviously, the medic is inside taking care of the casualty, and the rest of the technical team is trying to get as much out of this vehicle as possible, create space.
Vale, vamos a bisagras, todo el mundo pantalla.
Paul, do you have an idea of what their plan is, and are you able to share that, or is it still a big secret?
Monfi, la mano,
no.
esa mano, fuera.
Like I
Esa mano,
said,
la
they've done the
derecha, fuera.
relocation like
Ya, pero te va a
Steve was
cerrar la
saying, which is
puerta, fuera.
really technical technique to do, and an advanced technique. They've progressed that really, really well. They've made a massive amount of space down this side. Now looking at side removal, and they're working very well. They're working very well together. It's great effort.
Thank you. So good to hear.
Venga, va. Muy bien. Venga, va. No podéis por dentro no podéis cortarla. Venga, va, pues hacerme hueco. Hacerme hueco. Hacerme hueco.
They're obviously trying to get these doors out. They've gotten open, and now the next challenge is getting them out as soon as possible. We see the cutter and the spreader in place. They'll try to use the spreader now on these hinges, try to spread the door off through the hinges.
Vale, muy bien. Están detrás. Venga, va, que vamos lentos, ¿eh?
The doors seem to be posing a bit of a challenge. Trying to get these doors off. That will give them lots of space to get closer to the entrapped person. Tony, how's it going with Stu inside?
Y me cubres esos cortes.
Yeah, they're doing really well. They've created a lot of space in there when you go and have a look. And they're working really effectively as a team, as you can see. Let's hope the extrication goes just as good.
Thank you so much. So they've removed the front door. That's the first door out. That gives them even better access to the casualty. Next step is removing the next door.
Nacho, la puerta detrás, la quiero fuera y vamos al pilar. Protegerme, protector arriba. Seguimos. Tráeme la tabla larga, me la pones ahí. Perdón. Dime.
Now joined by Wen. Wen is our pit manager. Wen, what have you created for us today?
Good morning. Very nice scenario. Car on its roof, looking very simple. Limited space, limited access. And I think what they are doing now is very, very great by repositioning the second car. It's really a very nice technique. And you can see that they have a lot of experience. I like the temperament of the team, but also the commander seems to be very relaxed. He knows what he's doing. It's looking very, very well. So we were very surprised that they repositioned the car.
Yeah, that was an interesting technique to do that with the spreader. I've not seen that before. It was really impressive, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It's also always difficult to determine which car is going to move. You have to position and stabilize the car on its roof very, very well to avoid that car is going to move instead of the second car. That makes this very difficult, that they performed it extremely good, to my opinion.
Thanks, Wen. Thanks to you and Hanno and Martin who've put this scenario together. It's a great challenge to have.
Te llevas la puerta, Nacho. Monfi, se lleva la puerta. Nacho, empezáis a trabajarme el pilar.
Next door is now out. They're removing the door out of the way.
Centro como hemos hecho. Venga, va.
And they'll probably focus on the B pillar next, getting that out, and then extricate the casualty horizontally.
Nos quedan 6 minutos. Rápido. Pantallas.
B post next, Steve.
B post next, yeah. Pleasure to see this one, to be honest. You know, I think a lot of people can watch this team, watch this performance, and this is what it's all about. These people looking in there, seeing this, watching the videos, picking up the tips. This is what we're looking for as a team performance.
Good. It's good to see you so excited, Steve. I'm also very excited about this team. They seem to be smashing through it. They've now placed the cutter on the B-pillar, so they're going to get that B-pillar out. And that seems to be their last hurdle. Once they've got that out, they'll put the spinal board in and start extricating the patient out of the car.
Venga.
Okay, seguimos corte. Okay.
Sigue. Vale, trabajas tú y el corte de abajo, mirarme el hombro. Venga, va, chicos, 15.
Sanitario, corte.
Espérate un poco. Vale, vale, vale. Vale, Sergio, muy bien.
They've got through the bottom of the B, which for the audience is the top side of
Cogerme la pieza.
the B pillar, since the car is obviously on its roof, but we still call it the bottom of the B. They've got through that now, which is the hardest part of the car. Next they'll focus on the top, which is on the ground, so that will pose a bit of a challenge to get the cutter right in place. That cut is being conducted right now.
Vale, terminamos el corte. Terminamos el corte, ¿eh?
Team captain is sitting a few meters away, encouraging the team. It's
Quítame
really
el
nice
plástico,
to see
panda.
this.
Cuidado con los tirones. Quítame el plástico. y el
B-pillar's
cinturón.
now out. They're removing it away.
Sergio, la herramienta y empiezas a cubrirme cortes. Cubrirme cortes de abajo, por favor.
The
Sergio,
only thing that's still there is the seat belt. They're cutting the seat belt right now.
están cubriendo cortes. Nacho,
Next is,
todos esos cables que me
Seps.
cuelgan los quiero fuera.
Sharp edge protection system. They're putting that over all of the sharps. That makes sure that nobody gets hurt. Obviously, when you cut metal, you leave a lot of sharp edges behind.
Nacho.
They're covering those off to make sure that the rescuer and the casualties are not getting hurt.
Pedro, tenemos los cortes cubiertos.
Vale, aguanta tú y pongo yo ahora, ¿vale?
Vale, chicos, cubrirme esos cortes. Nacho, llévate todo esto de aquí abajo si sobra. Llévatelo. Vale, ok. Esa lona, ¿me la dejáis arriba del coche? Nos quitamos guantes, nos quitamos herramientas, nos presentamos al sanitario S2.
Tony, how's it going?
Well, as you can see, I think they're ready to extricate the patient. Hopefully, if their work rate is phenomenal, but let's see what goes
Sanitario,
on.
tienes el mando.
Thank
Nos
you.
vamos.
Spinal board is now being put in place. So what we're going to do is lift Stu up a little bit and then put the spinal board slightly under him for about 50%. And after that, they will start a count. And each time they hit 3, they'll move him up a little bit higher up the spinal board, moving in one motion, making sure that the casualty is being transported in a safe and controlled manner.
Deslizamos y tabla hacia mí, tensión, ya.
They're now lifting the spinal board up.
Deslizarme a la víctima.
The whole team is now complete, ready to extricate this casualty out of the car.
Vale. Hacia la punta. Silencio. Tabla hacia la punta, ya. Ya. Despacio. Despacio.
Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a great round of applause.
Stop. ¿Estamos?
Ya. Vale, tranquilo. Arriba. Levantar.
Vale.
Javi.
There he is.
Tiramos. Vale, seguimos.
Abajo, ya.
Obviously, we're not finished here. The medic has done a first assessment inside the vehicle.
Mírame la zona.
Inside the vehicle, there's obviously not a lot of space. So his first assessment is done inside the vehicle. The second assessment is done right now. So you see them checking for vital signs. You see them checking for injuries, broken bones. And all of that information will then be communicated with the ambulance service, who will, in the end, bring the casualty to the hospital. Paul, overall, few short words. What do you think?
Que ayer se nos lió.
Very, very good effort. Very good effort.
Thank you so much. We have a bit of time left. There's the whistle, ladies and gentlemen. That's the end. Stay tuned. Very shortly we will hear from the captain first. Then we have a short interview with the technical crew, and then we'll move over to the medic. How was it? How was the challenge? How did you experience it?
¿Cómo fue la experiencia de la maniobra de hoy?
Muy divertida. Bueno, la dificultad de los vehículos nuevos y su dureza, pero bueno, nos hemos divertido muy bien.
It was amazing, the maneuver, what they do today, and the cars are today more hard than before, so it was amazing to train with them.
Okay.
They're very happy to train with them.
That's so good to hear. Obviously, learning and having fun is very important in this challenge. What was the hardest challenge for the team? What did you find the most difficult?
Bueno, fue más duro el aprendizaje con las herramientas y los nuevos vehículos que luego el desarrollo aquí. Porque bueno, al final hicimos un trabajo similar a lo que hicimos en la masterclass.
It's very similar. The most hardest thing was to learn about the tools at the beginning, but once they learned, that was very good at the training. So they gave us a good training before. So that was the hardest part.
Okay, thank you.
To identify, the matters during the maneuver.
Thank you. Is he proud of his team?
¿Estás orgulloso de tu equipo?
Yes, thank you.
He's really proud.
That's good to hear. We are also proud. You've done really well. The technical team. Hello. Are you happy with how it went?
Yes. Me ha dicho si estoy feliz con la... Sí, yes. Sí, estoy feliz con la maniobra. Ha salido bien.
He's very happy with the maneuver today, right? Excited.
That's good. It's good to be excited. What was the hardest challenge for you?
¿Cuál fue la dificultad más grande que te has encontrado?
La dificultad más grande es que este tipo de coches son los que están por la carretera y con lo que normalmente los equipos entrenan son coches mucho más antiguos, son más fáciles de cortar.
The biggest challenge was to train with new cars because they are harder than the vehicles what they used to train on. They're older cars, so now the new cars are more harder, and it was really amazing to train, and were more difficult to train with them.
Yeah, and that's obviously what we really wanted here, to give you the opportunity to work on these brand new BMWs and have a feel how that is. How did the Pention tools perform for you?
¿Cómo han sido las herramientas que has utilizado? ¿Te han parecido buenas?
Las herramientas muy buenas, van acorde a la tecnología de los coches, te facilitan el trabajo. Esto con herramientas antiguas no sería imposible de hacer.
So the tools are really good because they are at the same level as the vehicles that are now in the streets, so that you cannot do the same job with all tools. So.
Okay, thank you so much. So the last is the medic. Hello. Well, I'm fine. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
¿Cómo estás?
Estoy muy contento porque es el escenario más real que nos podemos encontrar y que nos encontramos en las carreteras todos los días.
He's very happy to train with these cars because it's the most real situation he can find in today's,
Can you tell us a bit about the injuries of the casualty?
¿Puedes explicarnos un poquito cuáles eran las lesiones que tenían la víctima?
Bien, lo primero que no hemos encontrado, la otra víctima, a lo mejor se ha ido a la fuga. Entonces, en la que hemos encontrado, lo primero, y era muy urgente, tenía COVID, ¿vale? Tenía un posible traumatismo craneoencefálico, tenía también el brazo izquierdo fracturado, tenía también lesión en pelvis, no sentía las piernas, se había orinado y tenía priapismo. Entonces son ligeros signos de una posible lesión medular. Entonces había que tratarlo con mucho cuidado y lo hemos hecho todo lo mejor que hemos podido.
The lesions they found is what the first is the COVID, that the second one is that they have the heart disease, and then a broken arm, left side pelvis also, and it found also that he was pissed off. So and it was signs of a spine problem. So they train a lot and they work a lot and they do what they could. So let us see what is the result of at the briefing.
Okay. Yeah, of course.
Dile que muchas gracias de parte del equipo de España por habernos dado la oportunidad de poder aprender más sobre estos vehículos, gracias a Holmatro, ¿vale? Y a BMW por ayudarnos a enseñar y aprender para salvar las mayores vidas posibles.
He would like to give you the thank you for giving Holmatro the opportunity and BMW also giving the opportunity to train with test cars and to learn how to work with them. But because we cannot do that, and we want to thank you a lot with the Spanish team. Want to thank you a lot of that.
Muchas gracias, señor. It's really nice for you to thank us. We love throwing these challenges, and it's an absolute pleasure to see a team at your level, as professional as you are, perform here today. It was an absolute joy to watch you go through this scenario. Muchas gracias. That was the team from Spain, ladies and gentlemen, and what of a performance they've put on. There's 2 more coming today, 2 more after the lunch, so stay tuned for the next teams. See you soon. Thank you so much.